We're live.
Well,
What is going on? I gotta draw this ugly bastard. City of Rot is live on Indiegogo. Go check it out, guys. We got 2 days left before we're extending the campaign. Back it. Help us get back on that trending list.
get Hank into print.
Yeah, right. Make Hank a real boy. So I want to draw Eddie Quist, but I don't want to do the like everybody always does like the mid-change one and all that shit.
I don't know what Eddie Quist is. What is Eddie Quist?
From the Howling.
Oh, I didn't know that was his name.
Yeah, that's the creeper.
That's the guy that he's bald, right?
No, he's the one with the long hair. He's kind of like the Charles Manson type that's stalking the news anchor.
I gotta Google this. Eddie Quist.
Yeah, he's the one who has the famous transformation scene in The Howling.
Oh, okay. I was thinking I got confused with the dude from Monster Squad.
Oh yeah,
Uncle Rico, whatever that was playing him.
it's funny. This guy kind of looks like the dude who plays the werewolf, the Wolfman in Monster Squad before he changes. He's just got more hair.
That
This
dude, guy's been in a bunch of stuff.
Now I'm like, wait, is that the same guy?
This is the dude from Gremlins. Or Gremlins 2. Gremlins 2. And he was wasn't he Quark on Star Trek?
Oh, how did I not know that's Robert Picardo? What the fuck, dude? That just melted my brain. Great start to the night. Yeah, wow. So yeah, everybody normally does like one of the frames from the transformation scene.
Oh damn, he was Meg Mucklebones in Legend. That was the crazy swamp witch.
Oh, what the fuck?
Damn, he did all kinds of good stuff.
My brain's all messed up now.
I don't know Star Trek, so I probably got the character's name wrong, but I think he's on Star Trek too.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure he was too, but I don't know dick about Star Trek either. I'm thinking of though. Okay, see, he definitely looks more like himself there. I've just found a picture of him. Hang on a second. I'll share the screen. Yeah, so this picture without the hair work and everything on top and all the makeup off definitely looks like him. But damn, dude, full head of hair and a little bit of 5 o'clock shadow makes him look like light years younger. Like he looks like he's like in his mid-30s in that picture, but
everybody looked older back in the day.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I'm pretty sure the main chick in the movie, I'm pretty sure she's supposed to be like in her late 20s. And like her husband is like a fucking like 50-year-old man.
Isn't it like the mom from Cujo in that movie? Or am I thinking wrong lady?
This chick. Is it the mom from Cujo?
She's from something. She's been in a bunch of stuff.
We'll find out right now.
Dee Wallace. Oh, she was E.T. That's what it was.
Okay, that's what it is. I was like, I know her from something else because I was saying the same thing last night. But
she is in Cujo. I was right.
Okay, she is the mom in Cujo too?
Yeah, she's in Cujo, The Hills Have Eyes, Critters. I think she's also in Lord of Salem.
Yeah, The Howling I had complete. Oh, I watched that last night, dude. I don't even know what the fuck to say about that movie. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna watch it again because like I feel like I just like blacked out for half of it. It's like, was I supposed to feel like this? Like I can't remember the whole middle of the movie, and I was watching it. Like
it basically turns into a music video, like at near like the last third of the film.
Yeah, and there's like there's so many times where it would do that like gag where it's like, oh, this isn't real, like the whole movie's an unreliable narrator. And like the only time it worked for me was that scene where like she's just all of a sudden blowing a priest. And
Oh
like
yeah.
it made me die laughing. Like it completely, I feel like this movie triggered in all the wrong ways, like all the wrong reactions from me. And I was like, it didn't, like, there's already been all this weird surreal shit happen up to that point in the movie, and it still didn't click with me like, oh, this probably isn't real. I was just like, whoa, it's pretty wild. This movie just took a turn. It's like they definitely made a choice with this one.
See, I tend to take movies literal. Like the way I see it is like if I'm watching this and thinking it's real and happening, then it is real. You know?
Yeah, the first pass through of it too. That's what I feel like. I'm like, I don't know what I was supposed to think isn't real and what is. Like, is that how I'm supposed to feel? Like, I'm supposed to question all of it. Like, it's like, did I not pay enough attention, or like, did I pay too much attention? It was weird, and I also feel like it was probably bad to watch that like 2-3 hours after I had finished Green Lantern that day, where I was already like brain damaged. Yeah, this one though, the Howling
affected you worse.
Probably Green Lantern, if anything. My brain was at least able to fight off and black out for half of fucking Lords of Salem. Green Lantern, I want to say, is like etched into my brain, but I'm like worried also that we're gonna get like a week away and I'm not gonna be able to remember a goddamn thing about that movie, and I'm gonna have to watch it again right before we go live.
Did you pay for it?
Oh yeah, we have a fucking copy of Green Lantern now.
Oh, nice. I watched because I saw the movie a long time ago, but I rewatched it on YouTube.
I didn't personally pay for it. Pretty sure. I think Beth's mom already had a copy of it. She just like buys movies.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I rewatched a bit of it on YouTube just to jog my memory, but you couldn't find the English version, so I watched the Hindu version, the Hindi version.
So much happened in it, like this movie, the Howling. I watched it last night. That's why I'm doing the Quist one for my day one drawing. Essentially, I'm gonna watch a movie every day and do the drawing the next day or that night. And I watched this one and I was like, okay, this one doesn't have a lot to it, but there's so much of it that I remembered. And then I just sort of kind of blacked out what I think is like sort of the laziest part of the movie, which is like the werewolf colony, which feels almost like I didn't read the book it's based on ever. I haven't been able to find it anywhere, like an actual copy of it. That's like reasonably priced, but it feels in the movie like some producer was like, we need more werewolves, like at the end of the movie. Like it doesn't feel like it was part of the original story. Like the movie could have very well just been like this fucking creepy Eddie Quist guy stalking this news anchor chick and them like building that up. The tension of that whole part of the movie is fucking awesome. And then they introduce this lady, like the weird like werewolf sex pot.
Yeah.
I had completely blacked all of this out, like in my memory. And oh yeah, this dude too. Who's that? Don McLeod?
Don McLeod, I think.
What the fuck was he? He was Shadow in Hook? It's like, what does this guy look like not as a fucking monster? Why am I...
Trading Spaces?
Oh! It's fucking Carl Potts.
Oh, shit.
It's the principal from Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
You mess with the bull, you get the horns. I always say it's Carl Potts because when Frege introduced me to Carl Potts, he was basically dressed like that dude in Breakfast Club. And he looks strikingly like that guy with glasses. How the dude?
Hey, he's in Hook.
What the
Who
fuck?
In Hook?
He's Shadow in Hook, and I can't remember who the fuck that is. Is that one of the pirates?
It had to be, but I don't remember this at all.
Or is he literally
Oh, the
Peter's
Shadow.
shadow?
Yeah, well, that would be weird though, because he's way bigger than. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense.
Right? Hook? Shadow. What was it? Don
McLeod of the Clan McLeod. That was a Highlander joke.
Nerd.
Clan McLeod of the Clan McLeod.
Why doesn't it? I'm like, was he like the Shadow? Like,
That's the only thing he could be, but that doesn't make any sense because why wouldn't they just use Robin Williams to play his own shadow?
well,
He
you'd
definitely
have
couldn't
to
be the
figure
kid
it was
shadow.
the '80s, and it was probably like on camera, like he was probably in some sort of black suit.
Oh, that would have sucked for him though, because he was like, you know, not a big actor, but a big enough actor. And then they're
Yeah,
like,
you're
okay, put on this green
known.
suit. Plus, he looks like he's gonna be about 6 feet tall, and I think Robin Williams is like short and kind of chubby.
He's credited as the Shadow.
Makes no sense to me. But then it is IMDb, and they kind of mess up sometimes. I don't believe it till I watch the movie and watch the credits.
Yeah, I'm like, how the fuck do I just cracked my brain wide open with the Howling.
In Hook, I played. You see right there on retro.
Yeah,
Something.
I played Peter Pan's Shadow.
How the hell did that happen?
He had to be like a part-time stuntman or something. Yeah, he played in. Was that the ape in George of the Jungle? Is that what that is?
No, he was in Trading Places as the guy in the gorilla costume.
Oh, okay, that's what that's from. It's like I've seen a guy in a gorilla costume gag done. Like
he doesn't. Oh yeah, he's not in the. Wait, is he in that costume? Yeah, I think he is in the costume. Yeah, what if he is like some secret stunt man that nobody knew? It's like, oh yeah, he used to double for Steve McQueen.
right? I'm like, actually, yeah. Why don't we? What the fuck else did he do after all that? Because yeah, it was like in the movie you see this guy a bunch, like just like hanging around and everything, especially at the end of fucking The Howling. But I was like, he's always kind of in shadows. And I was like, I never knew who the fuck that guy was. Same thing when I was watching Green Lantern. I was like, so wait, is Sinestro Mark Strong? Like, I was like, I recognize the bottom half of that face, but the fucking mustache and hair is confusing me. I was like, is it Mark Strong I'm thinking of? Or the other dude that I confuse with Mark Strong all the time?
Who do you confuse with Mark Strong?
I fucking couldn't tell you. Hang on a minute.
Don McLeod.
Is Mark Strong the guy who's in
Hey, Ara in the chat.
Oh, what's up, Ara? Sorry, trying to figure out. Oh, Stanley Tucci.
Oh, Stanley Tucci.
Just looked it up. Who's the guy who looks like Mark Strong? And they go, why do Mark Strong and Stanley Tucci look so much alike?
This is like a foot difference in height.
Yeah, and Mark Strong just somehow looks way younger. Even though they're both incredibly bald. And Mark Strong has like angular, like action star features. Stanley Tucci looks like he'd just be typecast as like Jewish businessman in every movie.
You know, Stanley Tucci is like secretly buff.
Oh, I believe it. Mark Strong, though, I feel like I'm like, how did this guy never get brought up for playing Lex Luthor?
Yeah, Mark Strong would be amazing. He'd be great as Black Adam.
We were talking the other night too. That fucking who was it that brought up the Nemesis movie? How am I blanking on this now? That was just like,
shit. I know God, now I'm blanking too.
Yeah, Jesus. Either way, the Nemesis movie. I feel like Strong would be great for that character too.
Oh, we
It's
were
like
on.
I
We were
don't.
on
Yeah,
Aaron
that was on
Indie
Keith's
Comics
podcast.
Relay.
Yeah, Keith, and that was Johnny brought that up. That's what.
Johnny, that's right. Yep. I'm getting everybody mixed up tonight.
We got to it, but yeah, I was like, I don't remember in the comic if you ever see him out of that costume.
See who?
Fucking kill that. Is the character just called Nemesis?
Oh, the Nemesis comic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been years since I read it, but yeah,
I never read it.
Oh my god, dude, it's fucking wacky. Like, it actually makes me want to go like pick it up because I think I had bought it digitally.
Oh, okay. I was getting this one confused with the other one he did with Lionel Francis Yu. I forgot this one existed.
Oh man, this shit is bonkers. But Johnny was saying Netflix bought it and completely changed the whole like concept.
Yeah.
It's basically like an uber rich supervillain who's just like a fucking like exceptional bastard.
Yeah, wasn't it like billed as like if Batman were the villain?
There's more to it. Here, I'm sure there's some sort of elevator pitch synopsis here. Yeah. I guess the Wikipedia. Supervillain Nemesis destroys a building. Yeah, right. In Tokyo, killing a SWAT team and a police inspector. In Washington, D.C., the FBI informs Metro Police Chief Inspector Blake Morrow that Nemesis is targeting him next. Yeah, it's just this dude going on a fucking tear, but there's like there's a real hook to it, and I can't seem to remember it, which is why the other night I was like, I need to fucking reread that. Like, I remember it being really good, but like I said, after my accident, there's so much shit that just like escapes me now.
Mm-hmm.
Who is Nemesis? He's a son of privilege and inheritor of billions from his deceased parents. Yeah, so basically Batman if he turned into a complete dickhead who loves guns. He owns a fleet of the finest cars, a hangar full of planes, and countless technological gadgets at his command. Donning a mask and long flowing cape, he's a man in white fighting relentlessly for a cause he believes in. But if you're thinking Mark Millar and Steve McNiven are telling a story you've already heard before, think again. You'll know you've got something completely different by the turn of the first page. Nemesis tracks the violent fantasies come to life of the villain to top all villains in an in-your-face, unapologetic tour de force of action, ultra-violence, and over-the-top humor. Yeah, like he's Batman if he was a piece of shit, essentially. But there was like more of like I don't know if it was like a twist or something, but I remember by the end of it just being like, holy shit, like I was shocked that this wasn't the one that was getting a movie, ironically, with fucking Wanted sitting right here.
Mm-hmm.
What a bummer that movie was.
Yeah, Wanted sucked. And it had that, the guy that directed it, Timur Bekmambetov?
Mabikov or whatever.
Yeah. Have you ever seen his other movies, his vampire movies?
Night Watch and Day Watch and all that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like them?
They're weird as shit.
I couldn't get into them. It was too much like Matrix-y kind of stuff.
So the first one is all right and treads right into the territory of almost losing me. The second one after that, though, I think Night Watch was the first one.
Probably.
That one I was able to get through. The ones after that, though, got like more and more painful and more of a slog. So I totally get that.
The sequel had a whole thing with like this chalk of destiny. And
it was also like Lord of the Rings, The Matrix, and a bunch of shit all mashed into one. Like it was like Underworld, The Matrix, and Lord of the Rings all made it over to Russia in like one weekend. And this guy was like, I have idea. And didn't he was he the same guy who did 9 with
No, that was an animator. I don't remember the guy's name. but that was like his
I
first
thought
thing.
he did that with fucking Tim Burton.
He produced it with Tim Burton, but he didn't direct it.
Oh, okay. So he wasn't the. He also was he the one who was responsible for Abraham Lincoln?
Yeah,
Vampire Hunter.
I think he did direct that one.
Okay, I thought so too.
But yeah, so that the sequel had the Chalk of Destiny thing, and Wanted incorporated this whole like loom of destiny.
Yeah,
I was like, this like you're choosing some really stupid things to be like the cool MacGuffins. You know?
fuck this guy.
He's just like the friendship bracelet of destiny.
Guys, it's a magic sweater. I promise. We all love Stanley Tucci here too. No hate. I found a picture of what I was talking about. So this is the reference I'll be using for my Eddie Quist picture. The gross, burnt up Eddie at the end of the movie. Because everybody else always does the fucking like mutated, like, or turning into the werewolf one or just full werewolf one. I'm torn though. I'm like, that's why I think I'm really excited for the Wolf of Snow Hollow.
Mm-hmm.
Is I'm like excited for just a new werewolf movie. I feel like I say that like every year. I'm like, man, it'd be nice to get a good one again. It seems to be like Principal Prosthetics. It's fucking Jim Cummings, and I love his stuff. Thunder Road was amazing.
Yeah, I saw he liked your tweet.
Yeah, he's been doing that a lot anytime I mention it now, and I'm just like, Jim, let us do a fucking poster or something, dude. Like,
yeah,
I will kill things. Like,
he's like, ban.
Yeah, it's like, you can crush my skull in a movie. I don't give a shit. Do something. Just let us be a part of it. Yeah, I love his stuff. Thunder Road was like a genuinely just great movie and had me laughing my ass off. Like, and it's so weird. Like, I almost feel like it's hard to recommend to some people, but I'm like, it's so good. And when like I recommend it to someone and they do like it, I'm like, yes. I'm stoked that he's like, when he announced he was doing a straight up horror movie, I was fucking super excited, and like never, my mind didn't even go to like, maybe he'll do a werewolf movie, because that always feels like that's probably way more of a fucking pain in the ass than a lot of other horror movies would be.
Mm-hmm.
But he did it, and I'm looking forward to it. That's exactly a week away now.
Did you see the werewolf movie that came out that was about a like Vietnam vet, like an old man that was having to take on a werewolf in his town?
Oh yeah, that's the guy who did the vampire movies too, right?
Yeah.
Late Phases.
Late Phases. That was pretty good.
That one I liked too, because that almost felt like a spiritual successor to Silver Bullet.
Yeah.
Which is true. They play really well together. Like, I was on like a werewolf kick last year and watched a bunch of my favorite werewolf movies, and I watched Silver Bullet and then Late Phases, and then I put on if you've ever seen Howl. It's from a couple years ago, and it's like CGI for the most part, I'm pretty sure.
Uh-huh.
But it was almost like werewolf, like half breeds, but they did like their own take on werewolves. It almost looks like the werewolves look more like this Eddie Quest right here.
Okay.
Where it's somewhere between like wolf, but still like looks a lot like a man. Uh-huh. And it actually wasn't a terrible movie. It's pretty much all set on a train car. And like this train car just like breaks down like in the middle of like a section of woods and like I want to say like Canada or something like that.
Uh-huh.
And it's pretty fucking brutal, dude. Like, it surprised the shit out of me, and it seemed like it was fairly low budget, but it was very well done. But yeah, Silver Bullet and Late Phases go really good together, but Silver Bullet's kind of like bummy compared to the book. I think we talked about the book before. It's like a picture book with Bernie Wrightson art.
Yeah, you did mention that.
It's called Cycle of the Werewolf. I'll have to find it and pull it out before a show sometime, and we can talk about it. The art's really cool in it because it's nothing like any of Bernie's like comic book art or anything. It's much more like illustrative, and he does like some of his like classic like really nice wood grain cross hatching stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then just some really cool painterly shit. Like there's a cool one of just like a werewolf reaching into the to a police cruiser and like swiping off a cop's face. Just these really cool old paintings that he did just because he wanted to do a book with Stephen King. And the book is like one of the easiest Stephen King books ever to read. I think it's like 90 pages or something. It's not long, and it's written almost like a journal.
Sorry, hit the mute button.
Oh, it's all good. You're basically reading like daily journal entries of a moon phase cycle.
Mm-hmm.
So like you're essentially like werewolf attack happens, and this character is piecing together that like, oh, it's linking up with the cycles of the moon, and there's going to be another attack and everything. And it's cool, but it's almost like a really weird framing device that doesn't happen a lot in books. But like I didn't know that because I had seen Silver Bullet before I ever knew it was even a book with like Bernie Wrightson art in it. And I stumbled across that at a fucking Savers.
I don't know what Savers is. Is that like a dollar store?
Yeah, it's like a Salvation Army, basically.
Okay.
It's just like a thrift store, but they're like a chain up here in New England. They buy all sorts of shit. It's basically a franchise thrift store.
Kind of like an Ollie's. Do you have the Ollie's?
I don't know. That sounds familiar for some reason, though.
Ollie's, it's a place where like DC and Marvel kind of like got rid of their overstock and to make it look like they were selling more books.
Probably that too. Ocean State Job Lot kind of thing. Ocean State Job Lot's more like licensed stuff. I feel like Ollie's would probably be like Ocean State Job Lot.
God, that's a catchy name.
this is literally like used shit. This is a thrift store like Salvation Army and stuff like that. Like shit people donated or whatever.
Okay. Gotcha.
And Savers cleans it up and resells it. But they have like a whole book section usually. And we went to this random fucking Savers over by our old job just one day. They were like, oh, let's see if there's any cameras or anything there. And I went into the book section, and they had a shitload of Stephen King books. And in all the Stephen King books was a book that was like almost comic book size. And I was like, what the fuck? And it wasn't American Vampire. It wasn't a modern looking book. And I pulled it out, and it was just called Cycle of the Werewolf. And it had a little Bernie Wrightson piece on the front cover. And I was like, holy shit, this is the book that Silver Bullet is based on. Like, I've never fucking seen this anywhere. Like, it's really hard to find. And I think mine's a first edition. Like, I was like, holy shit, I bought it immediately. It was like $3. Like, I don't know mine's what a first edition. Like, I don't think Savers knew how much that book was worth.
I gotta share our link. We didn't send one out.
Oh shit. I was gonna invite Kevin, but he's at work all night serving the California Alkies.
What are your favorite werewolf movies? Since you're so into them.
American Werewolf in London, Howling, Bad Moon probably, even though it's not very good. I think it's got the best fucking werewolf, which is what kills me. That's my whole thing. Howling, awesome, has a great transformation scene. Not as good as American Werewolf in London, but
came out the same year too.
Yeah, still fucking a rad one. I think they're both like great in their own way for different reasons. What's it called? Jesus, what was the other one I just said?
Silver Bullet?
No, not Silver Bullet. Howling, American Werewolf in London, Silver Bullet, Bad Moon. Jesus. So
Bad Moon. Yeah, that was Fred Decker or Eric? No, Eric Red.
I don't remember. I know, what is it? Michael Pear is the werewolf in it.
Who's like if Danzig were tall.
Yeah, the movie's not very good. but I think it's the best like visual werewolf like in a movie. I really like. I always liked the Bad Moon Werewolf. It's almost like it felt like Underworld took a lot of inspiration from it too, because it was just it. This one was always the most menacing one to me. Here.
That's one of those movies I used to watch on like Sci-Fi Channel every other weekend.
That was the thing though, because it was considered not a very good movie, and it was based on like a really like throwaway book. So yeah, this is the werewolf from Bad Moon.
That's great. That's badass.
And it was like kind of cat-like, but this shot, dude, inside the house. This is actually a drawing of it, but it looked like the actual shot for a second. Inside the house when it like crashes through the fucking door and it's fighting the dog at the end of the movie. It's one of the gnarliest things. And yeah, like straight on, it just looks like a fucking German Shepherd with rabies, but it's like that's a 12-foot tall German Shepherd coming at you.
And that was directed by Eric Red, who also did The Hitcher, which I love.
Oh yeah, sorry. Thought I like heard someone talking for a second.
Yeah, me.
No, like outside my headphones. Yeah, this one. It's funny too because this one was based on the book. I guess is like not very good. I think it's called Thor, and it's written from the dog's perspective.
Yeah.
That's what's weird is the movie almost feels like it's kind of trying to include that in the movie.
Oh, Randy Scribner. I just watched Waxworks over the weekend. He said, what about the werewolf scene from Waxworks? I just watched that last weekend.
Oh, why don't I remember that?
It's not a very good movie. But the werewolf scene is pretty badass.
Let's check it out.
And it has Gimli as the werewolf in that movie.
I was like, why don't I... Oh, okay, that was the drawing in the other one. I do remember this werewolf. I haven't seen that movie in ages.
It's a very weirdly written movie. It doesn't really make any narrative sense as it plays.
The little guy freaked me the hell out in the movie. Yeah, I remember this was one of the ones where when I went back and watched it, like, older, it felt like it was like a bunch of like B-roll from like a fucking bunch of other horror movies, and they just sort of like cut it together like an anthology with that little guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I actually think I watched this over the summer with Beth, and I feel like she passed out like 10 minutes in because she's just like, what the hell are you making me watch? Every time I hear Waxwork too, my brain immediately thinks of the House of Wax remake.
Oh, from the early 2000s?
Yeah, with Paris Hilton.
That's right.
Somewhat decent. She gets like brutalized in it. Best movie werewolf.
Bet movie werewolf,
because my fat hands. This is the other thing with this shitty laptop is the keyboard is terrible. Yeah, so the American... Oh, here we go. We got a movie list. The American Werewolf one is just classic. Oscar, I believe, was his name, if I remember correctly.
That's the one Joe Rogan has a copy of in his, well, at least in his old studio.
Yeah, when he first showed that... Oh, no, it's still out. It's still outside the new one, he said.
The new toaster oven studio.
Yeah, right. The microwave bunker.
He's got to be changing that. Everybody's complaining about it.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Trick or Treat technically as werewolves.
Yeah, but aren't they more like vampire werewolves in that?
They're like she-wolves. It's the scene with all the chicks. They're like cutting their skin off. It's more like skinwalkers.
Oh, Skinwalkers was pretty bad.
Yeah, that was like it's fucking hella cool on paper ideas. And then you do it. American Werewolf in London. I love that Wolfman is rated #1 as best movie werewolf, and then Trick or Treat, and then American Werewolf in London.
Oh, we can't. I can't see the list.
Oh, because I'm sharing it on a different screen like a dumbass. Here, let's get that fixed real quick. Share. Yeah, so the original classic Wolfman, 1941, which I can excuse that over fucking American Werewolf in London, because that's how we get to the fucking American Werewolf in London.
Sure.
But Trick or Treat before American Werewolf in London is obnoxious.
That's weird. I mean, I love Trick or Treat, but I would never put it anywhere on that list.
Even before Dog Soldiers, if you're talking like best werewolf movies, like Dog Soldiers and American Werewolf in London should be way above Trick or Treat, just because they're actually werewolf movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Werewolf of London, I don't think I've ever actually seen all of it. I think I only saw like clips of it in school.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Ginger Snaps is great.
That's good.
The Howling is great.
Company of Wolves is awesome. I love that movie.
Have I seen that one?
It's like an erotic version of The Labyrinth, like a more erotic version of The Labyrinth, but it's all about wolves, and it has a really great decapitation scene in it with, I think, Liam Neeson.
It's a horror movie?
Yeah, it's a weird, like,
I have
romance
seen this
horror movie.
I remember watching it purely because of the cover, where it's got the...
Yep, yeah, it has a really disturbing cover. We used to have that on Betamax.
Yeah,
and as a kid, it scared the shit out of me just looking at the cover.
Hemlock Grove ripped this off and tried to act like it was like a super original idea.
Yeah, it has a really great transformation in that.
Yeah, it's like almost like an art house film, if I remember correctly. It gets like really weird.
Yeah, it's like a European, like, erotic fantasy movie, but with werewolves in it.
Excellent.
But it's really good. I love it. If you like 80s kind of fantasy movies.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go back and watch that one. What We Do in the Shadows, again, I would not consider a werewolf movie.
No, that's a vampire movie. Come on.
I don't remember seeing the sequel to Ginger Snaps. Brotherhood of the Wolf is one of my favorite movies, just straight up, and it's not a werewolf movie at all.
Yeah, Mark Dacascos.
Great fucking movie. Absolutely love that movie. It was one of the biggest bait and switches ever, and I think it's complete bullshit for that. And it's almost like a disservice to the movie that it was marketed that way, because the movie totally fucking stands on its own.
Yeah, it was a great movie.
You could have just called that movie like Highwaymen, and it would have been like just as kick-ass. Like,
did you see that director's Beauty and the Beast?
No, I haven't. Is he the one who did the live action one?
Mm-hmm. Well, no. So there's a live action Beauty and the Beast that Disney made, and then this dude made a French version with Vincent Cassel as the Beast, and it's it's a French version of a children's story, so it's still like kind of erotic at times.
What the fuck, Lady Hawk?
Lady Hawk.
Lady Hawk? What?
I mean, they turn into a wolf, but it's not a werewolf, really. It's
Monster Squad kicks dick. I still forgot to look up who played the...
Oh, it's Uncle Rico.
Is it Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite?
Mm-hmm.
Was the Wolfman?
Yeah. Google that shit.
I was going to say, I remember him being someone famous. I just couldn't remember what it was from. And he stumbles in like half balding and he's like, "You got to lock me up." Like, I always loved that.
Yeah, that was a scary one too.
Like, kids movie. He fucking picks up the little girl at the end and says, "Time to die, you bitch." It's like a fucking 6-year-old.
Yeah, John Grease.
What? I'm looking on here. The Wolfman was Carl Thibault.
Carl Thibault.
Oh, that's right. He played the Wolfman. He's the stunt man in the fucking actual costume. You're right. Yeah, it is Uncle Rico. Holy shit. That's insane.
He looks just like Mike Judge.
And he played like a crazy dopehead in X-Files too. Oh my god, that's what. Yeah, that's right. Because when I looked him up, I forgot. Dream Corp LLC. I forget what that even is. I saw something for that. I saw him in something else though. Oh, I don't even remember him being in the rundown.
Oh, he was also in Lost as Ben Linus's dad.
He's in Fright Night Part 2 as a werewolf, evidently.
Oh, okay. So Fright Night Part 2 is about werewolves. Remember we were talking about that a long time ago. I couldn't remember because I haven't seen it in a million years.
Yeah, I don't remember a fucking thing about it, so we should probably just do both of those.
I don't even know if it's on Prime.
Yeah, he's evidently been in a ton of shit still. Like, good for him. He's not a bad actor.
No, he's good. He's great in that in Monster Squad.
Another kick-ass character actor, clearly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got to add him to the list.
Just all over the place. The original Running Scared when he had hair and he looks like a balding Keanu Reeves. That's insane. Yeah. I don't remember. I wouldn't even call Lady Hawk a werewolf movie. Wolfen, I don't remember at all.
Wolfen sucked. Wolfen's not even really werewolves. It's just regular wolves running around New York.
When Animals Dream, I remember being really boring.
When Animals Dream, I don't know what that is.
That's like I think it was on Netflix for a while. It's like a coming of age chick flick, but she's a werewolf. I think it was kind of trying to follow in Ginger Snap's footsteps, but it was like Ginger Snaps did this perfect. It doesn't need to be done again.
But is it like a YA version or is it an actual horror movie like Ginger Snaps?
It's still pretty graphic from what I remember, but it was more like kind of like an artsy Ginger Snaps.
Okay.
A lot more like trying to leave things open to interpretation, kind of like that movie. Was it just called Raw with the chick who's like eating people?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that where you don't like we were saying before, like you don't know quite if you're supposed to take it literally or not. Wolf, that's the Jack Nicholson one that again kind of isn't really.
It can't be good because I haven't rewatched that since I saw it. So. And nobody talks about it.
So that's another one of those ones where I'm like, is it in his head? Is it not sort of thing? And I'm just like, I don't remember and don't care enough to go back to it.
You know what? Wolf is the kind of movie that as a kid I loved because it was the closest thing to seeing a superhero. Like, he looked like Wolverine in that movie. Yeah. And so as a kid, I'm like, oh, he looks just like Wolverine. That's awesome. And it was the closest thing I could get to Wolverine in a movie.
Late Phases made it on. You know this is a fucked up list because Twilight's on it. Bone Hill Road?
No idea.
Let's see it.
Ellie DeCure, Roja Plumberg. Don't know who any of these people are.
Like, how low budget is this werewolf?
Randy and the girl from True Blood.
Anna Paquin?
No, Anna Paquin was something else. I don't remember what she was. I watched the first season and I liked it well enough.
She's in True Blood though, isn't she? She's like the main character.
She's the main chick, but she's not a werewolf, I don't think.
It's like that was like a softcore horror porno that my buddy John's girlfriend made us watch all the time.
The first season's pretty good. After that, it really goes downhill, and I just gave up on it. It's hard to get Fright Night 2 on DVD, says Randy. Huh.
That would explain why I'm streaming anywhere.
I don't think so, because when I searched for Fright Night last week, and only Fright Night came up, not Fright Night Part 1 and 2, whatever.
Am I going to have to bootleg this movie?
Pirate Bay.
Find an old VHS of it. We're going to get to that level. We're going to have to buy like 2 old-ass like TV VHS combos. And
I'd be fine with that, because there's a ton of movies that never made it to DVD.
You know how fucking I would love that, dude? I would move one of my printers and just have a TV right next to my drawing table like that. I don't give a shit. I'd collapse this house under the weight of some VHSs.
We used to have a bunch of Betamaxes and stuff. But my mom still has the Betamax player in the basement.
Dude, we had a crazy guy who lived underneath us at my apartment right out of high school, and he had a Laserdisc player that was like I didn't even know how to use it, and I just took it off his hands. He was like, I'm about to throw this out otherwise. And I was like, nope, I'll keep it. And I had a Laserdisc player for like years, finally figured out how to use it. Someone stole like half of the player, not realizing that it was like a kind of like a package deal sort of thing.
So what is
like
I never seen a player for that. Like, was it gigantic?
It was like an entertainment system back then. Like I think it was like not just a Laserdisc player, but the guy had like built it into like a full stack system. So it had like fucking 2 speakers on the side, and then like the Laserdisc player, a record player, and like a amp at the bottom of all of it. And it was like a really fucking nice setup, but he was just like tossing it because he was moving out of state, I guess. And I got like something like 150 movies on Laserdisc. Could not fucking tell you how Laserdisc works. We watched Jaws on Laserdisc, and then I never used it again. It just was like a conversation piece in our apartment for a while, and we lived in what essentially looked like a crack house. I was like right out of high school. We had like no money. Like there's like fist holes in the wall, but we have like what looks like a like $20,000 entertainment center from the 80s.
That's definitely some crackhead shit, though. You're like, I live in a hovel, but I got a Laserdisc.
Like it's a pristine Laserdisc collection that looks like it hasn't aged a fucking minute.
Like the dude lost his family, his car, his mansion, but he kept that Laserdisc. You know?
Yeah, it's like him and a rat down in his house, and he's like telling us he's moving out of state, but he's going to jump off a bridge.
When he could have just jumped off his Laserdisc cabinet.
Yeah, why is he not going to bring this giant Laserdisc collection? He had a bunch of fucking rad movies, too, because I remember after we moved, I didn't take it with me either, because like by the time we moved, this was also back when I was an absolute like heathen, so like I didn't think I was going to live past like 25, so like taking a Laserdisc setup with me was just a burden. But I took a bunch of the Laserdiscs for years, and I don't know, I might still have some of them. Like I had Cobra on Laserdisc, Jaws on Laserdisc, like a ton of really, really cool shit on Laserdisc.
I know we talked about Cobra earlier on a stream, but I will always be confused by the fucking scissor scene with the pizza.
Oh, dude, I love it.
I just want to know what the story is. Like, why?
Yeah, like that's my whole thing. Is like that dude's ever at a convention. That's like the only thing I want to ask him. like how that wasn't the first thing Zach asked him when they did the fucking Expendables book together. Is like,
yeah.
And also, I didn't back that book, but if anybody in here did, and you read it, and there's not a pizza cutting scene with scissors, Zach needs to be stripped of that license.
Well, what if he made him sign an NDA? He's like, all right, I'll tell you the secret, but you got to sign this first.
You do that too well. Oh my God. Yeah, exactly. That was the whole thing. I remember there was something weird about it. Like you had to like put it in like very gently and all this shit. It was strange. At least the way the guy explained it to me. I was also a young idiot at the time and like doing a lot of like drinking and experimenting with drugs. A whole 10, 15 years ago. Yeah, it was really weird though. They are huge, and that was the cool thing.
Yeah.
With like legit like album art. Like it is basically for like an artist the widest format to release a movie with, which I thought was really cool. Like if you're doing box art for this, like it's not just like a little VHS where you get to do a little thing on the cover or something. It's like, no, you got like a fucking giant like 1 foot by 1 foot square to do something gnarly on. And
but they didn't last very long, right? It was only like 5 years or so that they were really in the marketplace.
That's the whole thing. Like, I don't know enough about it, but like, it seems like it came out. It was like never seemed to really be very big.
Because it's
Like,
expensive too.
yeah, it never seemed to be adopted as like a really big format, but they seemingly made a fucking ton of them.
Well,
And
that's
this,
kind of the way that like 4K is going too. You know, they got those 4K Blu-rays, but
yeah,
nobody's gonna pay like $60 for a DVD when you can watch Prime for free.
this would
You
have
know?
been like probably like 2009, 2010.
Oh yeah, the original Star Wars trilogy on Laserdisc. That'd be a
Uh,
great find.
I definitely had that. I know I had the original Star Wars, but I'm pretty sure I had the full trilogy on Laserdisc.
I had the original on
I know,
McDonald's
I had
VHS.
that. I know I had that because the original one was one of the discs that was stolen with some of the equipment. Um, it was weird. They stole the original Star Wars. They stole Godfather Part 2 and Part 3,
Oh, and you're not missing something with part three. Like, take it.
but I had all of them. Like, this is like, you left me Godfather. You took the last two parts. You only took one of the Star Wars. Yeah, I think I had Scarface too, and if I remember correctly, one of them was like this weird. That's why I'm like, I don't know if it was the Scarface one or the Star Wars one. Let's see, Scarface.
Did the Cenobite from Hellraiser 3 shoot CDs or did he shoot CDs and Laserdiscs?
I think it was just the CDs.
See, he should have upgraded
Yeah,
Laserdisc.
didn't he
More
have them like
damage.
etched in his head or some shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, so is it the Scarface one? Uh, Maybe it was the Star Wars trilogy. Yep, this is it. Evidently they're only worth like $100 to $300 depending on the condition they're in. This was it though. I was gonna say one of them came in like a fancy black, like almost like binder case,
Mm-hmm.
and I just looked it up. Hang on a second. I looked up the Scarface one, and it's just like a regular slip album, but this is exactly what I was remembering in my head immediately. So Randy nailed it. This thing right here. Oh, yeah.
One below. There's another one. Yeah.
If it'll load. Yeah, is like a binder, and
Oh,
it
that's
had
nice.
3 little albums in it, but I had the original Star Wars out because we had watched it on Laserdisc, and this apartment we used to get kegs the second Friday and the fourth Friday of like every month, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd have like bangers at our place. Like I think the last one we ever had there, we clocked it at almost 300 people.
Oh, damn.
It broke out into a huge brawl. The cops showed up. Like a bunch of people got hit with bottles and stuff. The cops tried to mag light our door handle off of the door, so we put a desk in front of the door so the door couldn't open. So just like if they opened the door, it hit the desk and the desk hit the wall on the other side. There's literally no room. But like if the house burst into flames, we all would have died because it was one exit. Like we legally shouldn't have been living in that apartment. Our landlord was just an animal and was illegally renting to us, and we were all a bunch of fucking idiot kids right out of high school. But we would get kegs every weekend, and we were throwing a banger, and one of the last bangers was where someone stole a bunch of my Laserdisc shit. And I was just like so drunk at the end of the night. I was like, I don't even care. And like, I didn't find out until after we moved out that I was missing the original Star Wars because that was like one of the ones we used to put on all the time, and fucking it was just like out on its own. So this box set wouldn't have like been out around people. I like had all the laser discs like up on a shelf in my closet at my old apartment, and the fucking whole laser disc setup took up like the inside of my closet. It was ridiculous.
And that's the importance of physical media.
Yeah, right. Oh, okay. That's why. Yeah, it's basically the untainted Star Wars and it's DVD quality. That was the other thing, was Laserdisc was like stupid good quality for its time. So
So Randy said the reason the original Star Wars trilogy is worth so much and Laserdisc is because it's DVD quality, and has never released a DVD original trilogy with all the special effects. Yeah,
yep,
that's what really sucks.
exactly.
I still have the original trilogy on VHS when they did it through McDonald's way back in the day. But that's it.
Oh, I'm just getting blown up by people now.
I can't imagine we're going to get the original trilogy for a long time. I know everybody had like high hopes when Disney bought Star Wars, but I can't see them releasing that anytime soon, at least.
Julian just texted me. He's in New York. Kevin's buddy.
Mm-hmm.
We play COD a bunch together, but he's in New York right now with Starburns from Community.
Oh, is it really?
If the name isn't ringing any bells, yeah.
That's awesome.
I didn't know Julian just like works with him on a bunch of projects and stuff. And he's like, yeah, he's out in New York, so we met up for dinner. I was just like, what the fuck? Like, I was on Julian's Instagram the other day. I was about to send him something, and he's just got a picture of him and Danny Trejo hanging out. It's like, I need to move to LA.
All right, let's go back to that list.
Oh, God, I think I deleted it accidentally.
You son of a bitch.
Well, we were on like the last two, and it said Twilight.
No, there were some other ones. There was like that Bone Hill, whatever it was called.
Oh, yeah, I looked that up. That was incredibly bad. Best Werewolf.
Nice. 4K DVDs. Some movies just are not worth porting over to 4K. Yeah, like I don't think 4K is going to turn into anything because they're already moving away from physical. Like I think Sony just announced they were like shutting down a bunch of their Blu-ray development because it's just all going streaming now.
See, here's Howl. Wolves. That was the one that was hilarious. It's got Jason Momoa in it, and
oh yeah,
was it like a Josh Trank film or some shit?
No, I don't think so.
Well, this Weir one, this was on that list, and I hadn't even heard of that. Directed by William Brent Bell and starring A.J. Cook as defense attorney who discovers that her client is a werewolf.
That can't be good.
Trailer time. Oh, not trailer time. Now we'll do trailer time. I'm not monetized or anything. They can't take it from me, but I got to. I had to restart the share screen because I didn't have the audio shared. Because that bummy setup, that's like the one thing that StreamYard sucks with, is like, just let me toggle it so it's always on, dude. But I love that's the setup for the movie, though, is like a defense attorney finds out her client's a werewolf. Okay. Okay, trying to pause here. So this will load. Or not.
You can't try my client in a human court.
He's a dog.
They bring in a German Shepherd to be the judge. Damn it.
Oh, we're in luck then. Judge Scruffy's in the house. Bum, 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 bum. And here we go. What is it? 30 Days of Night?
No, he's not in that, is he?
Yeah, he's Billy. He's the dude who kills his family.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that was like, I'm pretty sure one of his early roles.
Huh. I had no idea.
Yeah, that's randomly like a movie I have like a fucking big soft spot for. Like, it's not a great movie, but like it's just fun schlock. Yeah, 30 Days a Night, Manu Bennett, Billy Kitka.
And that also had a shit, what's his name? Ben
Foster as the
Ben
Drifter.
Foster, who's again amazing in that movie.
Yeah. Y'all got any meat?
I just wish Danny Houston wasn't in it because he sucks in every damn movie he's in.
Oh, he's so fucking weird. He's another dude too, where I confuse him with another actor all the time.
Yeah.
The dude who plays you've been watching The Boys, right?
No, I have not seen one episode yet.
Oh my god. All right.
I know everybody tells me it's great, but I just haven't got around to it yet.
I forget the actor. I think it's the guy from Fringe too.
Never watched that. But are you talking about the old guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was also
I used to
Denethor in Lord of the Rings.
Huston all the time.
He's a way better actor than
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
I hate Daniel Houston. Every movie he's in, he just ruins whatever character he's supposed to play.
I'm talking like this.
Yeah. And what sucks too is that he's like from a famous family, you know, like John Huston's his dad and Angelica Houston's his sister, and they're all great. And then he just comes out there and talks like that for every movie.
He's in something else recently where I think he's like the big bad guy too. What the fuck was it? I saw like a YouTube video on people like ripping it apart.
Randy said, "Be careful."
Angel Has Fallen. That's what it was.
Oh, that's like the sequel to.
Yes, and he's like a beat 'em up like action hero villain in the end.
Is he really?
He goes toe to toe with Gerard Butler, and it is like your brain has swollen to 100 times its normal size to suspend the disbelief for that scene to make any sort of sense.
And you know what sucks? I mean, what's weird too is that he's an American, but he talks like he's an English guy doing an American accent.
Yeah, it's fucking so weird. It's the worst.
Randy said, "Be careful with the subscriptions. Buy the movies you want now because licenses always eventually run out." Yeah, and then they change stuff too.
I've been talking to Beth about that a bunch lately. I was like, I think the biggest reason I want to get a place is just like we can finally like settle in somewhere and just start like legitimately collecting shit for the end of life.
Yeah,
for my inevitable burial.
Well, Adult Swim, they just got rid of a bunch of shit. I can't even talk. Damn, what's the name of the show?
Editing the Boondocks is
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Aqua Teen even like isn't nearly as ridiculous as cutting episodes of the Boondocks to me, like a series created by a black creator.
Yeah. For a light on racism and all that stuff.
It's just like let all of this fucking nuance and satires fly right over your fucking thick skulls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you gotta just get the physical stuff. Like even South Park.
Buy all the porno you love before they take it off the market for good. That's really what they're treating it like now. Like all this shit is like pornography. I'm like, what the fuck is going on, guys? Like the most like docile shit in the world, and people are up in arms about it. I'm like, we're about to start fucking losing our shit over chicks showing their ankles again. Like,
I didn't look into it yet, but I know South Park is also going to be on that HBO Max thing. Like the old reruns and stuff.
I gotta watch that. They just did that Corona special that everybody's freaking out about.
You haven't seen it yet, but South Park did have South Park Studios where you could watch all their episodes for free. So I don't know if that's still the case. I haven't looked into it, but if that gets taken down, that would really suck too.
Yeah, it's so weird. Community was hit at the beginning of all the COVID stuff where everybody
got the stupidest one.
Like, an Asian guy in dark elf face.
Yeah.
But they're like, oh, it's blackface. It's like, that's where the dark elves came from because it's one racist old white guy who made dark elves pitch black, I guess. It was like, can't have anything cool, I guess. Is that What is that? Is that East to West with the pitch black chick? Is she in blackface too?
I don't even know what that is. East to
The
West.
comic East to West?
Oh, is that like the Western
I think
comic?
her name's Crow. Yeah, it's like a sci-fi, like futuristic western. I think it's that one. There's this character named Crow, and she's like all black.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is she in blackface? Like what? Like are we to question everything now? We just can't have cool ideas utilizing the legitimate color black, or it's taken as a shot at the black community. Like, are we
Well,
fucking?
and orcs, they got rid of orcs, or trying to say that orcs are racist. Like orcs were never interpreted as another race other than elves. That was
Yes.
the whole point, is that they were elves that were corrupted. There was never any statement about race with them.
Yeah, it's not like they were like they're like humans, but then they weren't anymore because they're shitty humans. Like, no, they're already a completely different fucking race. It's stupid fantasy bullshit in the
Yeah,
first
like,
place.
if you're
It's just
looking at orcs
shit
and
to be.
seeing other races, that probably means you're the racist.
Yeah, if you're like dragging down all the stories you're supposed to be enjoying with just racist bullshit, like normally that's like trappings of the world. That's not like, and now we take you to a world where everybody is just incredibly racist and all of the conflicts come from pure racism. Like, I can't think of one piece of media other than like Mississippi Burning where like that's the case. But I'm
Great
like,
movie though.
right? But I'm like, and still that'd probably go over. I'm waiting for that movie to get canceled.
Oh yeah, everything's getting canceled.
Like, that's what I mean, is just like the context and the intent is like super important in these things. Like, and it's just completely overlooked. And it's really, really sad and dumb.
Yeah.
It hurts my brain.
Yeah,
I
it's
haven't
sad,
drawn a
and people
single
are going
thing.
crazy about it.
I'm just laughing with you and Randy going down memory lane and finding out just how brain damaged I actually am.
And yeah, and Randy said, "Yeah, what exactly does we're retiring these episodes mean?" Yeah, exactly. They're banning it.
Yeah, right.
You can't retire an episode.
And it's like, Dan Harmon and all those dudes were like, this is fucking stupid. Like, nobody was like, oh yeah, let's be sensitive. That's what we were totally doing. Like, I love to be in the writer's room that day when they were like, and then we'll blatantly do blackface to offend everybody, because that's
Right.
what happens.
And it's
Like,
always like 5 people on the internet that get mad about something. And that's
yeah,
what they turn it into. Is like, oh, we gotta get rid of all this stuff. It's like, but
it
if you look at
feels
the
like it's
trending, it's not even
these
trending.
5 guys every time, too. It's like, how do these guys keep coordinating this shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't even make it on trending. It's like, what is this Tumblr blog that you guys are all listening to? Like,
And then did you see the Spotify stuff with Rogan?
yeah, that shit is like, and that'll probably happen. Actually, Lores and Hans, I don't know if you watch any of their stuff already.
I've seen Low Res. I don't know about Hans.
Like, I've been a fan of them for a while. Hans is just like one of the dudes who's always been in Low Res's videos. He's
Uh-huh.
the Asian looking like baby faced kid.
Okay.
I think he lives over in Costa Rica, if I remember correctly. Funny as fuck, the both of them, and they're both super talented. Like, they had some shit on Amazon Prime a while back, Comfort Systems, and they do a bunch of different shit. Like, I can't even keep up with all of it with how busy I am. So it's like every once in a while I just pop in, see what new stuff they have up, and watch it. I think they just wrapped on a movie in like the last month or so that they all shot together, which I have know nothing to expect with. But Low Res was one of the dudes I reached out to and was like, I'd love to get that dude to direct on something and like actually do something together. We're gonna be getting Hans on for an episode.
Oh, cool.
I think we're doing Wolf of Snow Hollow with him and maybe get Low Res on as well.
Oh, that's who you were messaging about that.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And he's actually been like commenting on some of the comic stuff and been like, write a comic with me. I don't know how serious he is about that, but I was like, that could be some real demented shit if we follow through on that.
Randy said he wants to know, is it Generation Z that's doing this? I don't they get a lot of blame, but I really can't blame them. Because I have nieces and nephews that are part of that generation, and they look at a lot of this stuff as really stupid too. I
Yeah,
think it's just these people.
it's just mentally ill people
Yeah,
who
it's just a
fall
collection of
into an
weirdos,
age group.
and they weasel their way into businesses, and they figured out that they can, use certain terminology to
Well,
essentially assert power.
the sad thing is, it sounds like a crazy conspiracy theory, but it's literally like the Play-Doh people, where marketing works like too good on them.
Yeah,
Like the fucking people who are just like ride or die with Disney and will like fucking cut off someone's head because they talk bad about the new animated movie Disney released. Like
yeah,
it's those nuts. It tends to seem to tie back to different fandoms and stuff, but that can be like any race, creed, age, anything. Like it's just these people that seem, I don't know if it's lower IQ or whatever, but these people that are really susceptible to just like marketing bullshit, and it like becomes their personality. And when you're aware of that,
hmm
when you've worked in marketing and stuff like that, and you know the like manipulation tactics used for it, it makes complete fucking sense. It's basically like, how can we replace your personal identity with our fucking paid products? Like Apple's been doing it for 20 years now, like
hmm
wildly successfully, like just with the iPhone alone. And the iPhone is literally like a wiretap microphone for them to establish more of a replacement plan for your existence. They listen to the shit you talk about and then recommend what you like in the apps you use.
hmm
Have you ever noticed that? Like you
Yep.
can talk like all the movies we're talking about on, like, my phone's sitting right next to me right now. I'll get online tonight and scroll through Twitter and I'll have a bunch of ads for shit. Like tons of stuff.
Yeah. I
That's
can.
all marketing algorithms to make your life more about this shit than it is about just being you.
Yeah, I call them fanboys and fangirls because, like, a fan is somebody that loves something and it's important to them, but they can acknowledge when, like, there's a bad episode of a TV show.
Yeah.
But a fanboy or a fangirl is just like, everything is great and it's all awesome. If you don't like it, then you're an idiot and you're a piece of shit. And
Well,
they can't take it in, they can't just evaluate stuff based on the quality of the product.
that's the funny thing is, like, the word fan comes from the word fanatic, which like
Right.
does not have like a positive connotation at all.
It's the fucking red letter media joke, where they all are wearing like Star Wars gear or Marvel gear. Like that's what it is. It's those kind of people online.
You're a religious zealot, but your religion is
hmm
pop culture. Like
Yep.
that's the weird thing. And that's what I mean is, these companies are so good at what they're doing nowadays that they get people to willingly just like, you offer up your identity, and now I'm just like Star Wars guy 47 yelling
Right.
about Star Wars on the internet. And that goes for both, like, negative and positive. It's one thing to, you go see the new Star Wars movie, you come home, you're disappointed, you tweet about it, and you're like, oh, bummer, new Star Wars movie sucks. But to then engage for like 6 months about how bad the new Star Wars movie is, or how amazing you think the new Star Wars movie is, and arguing with strangers you're standing on that movie, is like, why?
Right.
The last 6 months other movies have come out, dude. Like, move on. Like, just
Right.
keep fucking going with life. When you do this kind of shit, you buy into exactly what the company wants you guys to, is fucking fight over it so we have time to make another one.
And they buy into the bullshit too. Like when Captain Marvel came out, you would swear that was the first time there was ever a female leading a movie in history.
Well,
you
they
know?
straight up marketed that way in tons
Yeah.
of interviews. Brie Larson said that herself.
Yeah. And it was like, you do remember like just last year, Wonder Woman came out. you
Yeah, and what
know?
they meant was, it's the first Marvel leading lady, but it's
Right.
like, you guys, for, supposed to be these amazing bullpen of writers, like, nobody can seem to string a fucking coherent sentence together.
hmm
It's insane, but that's the whole thing. And that just ties back into the whole marketing gimmick, is like, can we get enough people behind this line of bullshit to get on board for it? And fuck yeah, they could. Like, they got even if it was like an only very vocal, like 3,000 fucking crazy people, like, That shit was insane on both sides for months. People yelling about that movie. Is like, yeah, the movie sucks. Like, how many of you guys are like regularly reading Captain Marvel when she's got a book on shelves? Like, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Let that movie suck so we can go back to getting Wolverine movies again. I'll take 10 shitty Wolverine movies over another fucking Captain Marvel movie. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, that's what I mean. Is like, and if you, the more noise you make about it, something good or bad, the more you're going to be hearing about it in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, if they, just think about how like echoes work in real life. Like, that's how the internet is. Like, if you're gonna yell about something, it's gonna come back at you tenfold eventually. Like,
it's frustrating too. Like, you can't criticize a movie like Captain Marvel without being accused of being anti-woman or something. You know,
oh yeah,
like, I mean, where the fuck is that coming from? Like, you know, it's frustrating to me because like my whole life, everything entertainment wise has been diversity. You know, like GI Joe, all that. You know, I used to go watch Antonio Banderas movies and Wesley Snipes movies, and remember Mario Van Peebles? I used to watch Solo all the time.
Fuck, dude. Mario Van Peebles, I'm pretty sure, has a werewolf movie.
Yeah, he has that.
We
It's like a
talked about this.
superhero. It's like a superhero werewolf movie.
He's like a cop.
Yeah, and it's like a superhero werewolf team that he teams up with.
Yeah, what the hell is that? I'm on IMDb already trying to find it.
I can't remember what it's called.
It's got a really cheesy name from what I remember.
I mean, like, I used to watch all that shit, so I don't see why
He's
me criticizing Captain Marvel means anything. You know what I mean? You hope they stay away from horror films. That's not going to happen. They're going to go after them next.
Is that what it's called? Full Eclipse?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, I remember it being like kind of cool too. It's like sort of futuristic, like made for TV.
It had that
werewolf cops.
It had that like, you know, generic European blonde-haired villain in it that was in like every 90s movie.
Yes.
I don't remember his name. He looks like the guy from Warlock, but it's not the guy from Warlock.
Yes. Full.
Randy said, look up Betsy. It's a werewolf movie he just got from a horror pack.
Oh my god. That is too good. The main character's names in Full Eclipse, Mario Van Peebles, Max Dyer. His partner, Adam Guru.
Adam Guru?
Yeah, like Lou Guru.
I don't know what that is.
It's the Cajun word for werewolf.
Is it really?
Have you ever seen Wolf Cop?
No.
Oh, you haven't?
I've seen the trailer, but I haven't watched the movie.
Wolf Cop, the main character's name is Louis Guru. Lou Guru.
Nice.
Yeah, that's like a...
And Max Dyer, like dire wolf kind of thing?
Yeah. But like Guru and just Adam Guru is like such a... Like, a lot of people who are even into werewolf movies aren't going to pick up on that.
Yeah, I didn't.
I'm just a nutcase.
The guy who wrote that is just like has the force going through him right now. Like, someone noticed.
Is it Scott Paulin who played the villain?
Is he a European-looking white dude with blonde hair?
Well, it's all like old fucking dudes. Wait a second. Fucking what's his face from Breaking Bad is in this? Yeah, Hank was in this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can you share your screen?
Played a character named Fleming, evidently. Yeah. And what was the one Randy was saying? Betsy?
Betsy, yeah.
Yeah. Hank, right here. Dean Norris played Fleming.
Dean Norris, yeah.
I'm trying to find who the villain was, though. Oh, he used to be in tons of shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess he's still in some stuff, too. He was in One Missed Call.
No, he was born on March 12th, a day after my birthday.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm trying to find... Here. Full Eclipse.
Look at that cover.
Yeah, it's like straight up fucking...
Did his gun have a scope on it?
I guess the main villain was a chick.
You're gonna have to probably put like 90s movie or something in there.
Right? Yes, it has a giant scope on it.
Yeah, that was like the thing in the 90s when they would have like a gun to make it look more futuristic, put a giant scope on there and like a full flashlight.
How about the foreign release? Dodens.
Oh, I remember that chick.
Spanish subtitles. Mario Van Peebles is Max Dyer.
Dude, he was the shit back in the day. He was cool.
Dude, there's like a picture straight out of this movie where like he's got claws growing out of his hands and he straight up just looks like Black Wolverine, and I'm like, I'm for it. Like,
he made a movie, it was a Western that was pretty cool too.
He's got that gnarly like Wolverine fucking like mouth jawbone to him, like it's the fucking jaw made of biceps.
He's fucking ripped. He was always ripped.
Okay. Betsy Davos, yeah, of course. Thank you, fucking Google. With the most Betsy Ross. Since you have to be oddly specific. Oh, I've seen definitely seen like promo pictures for this before. This image I've definitely seen, if this is the same one. And yeah, again, this kind of looks like it's just aping on Ginger Snaps.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, no.
Oh, look at that. Look at that shot. That's Wolverine hair.
Oh, Pam Voorhees. Mom's home and she's a bitch. An American Werewolf in London.
Do you remember Van Helsing, the Wolverine movie? You know, what's his face?
American
Hugh Jackman.
Scaffolds. Yeah.
Did you watch that one?
Yes. Actually, for a CGI werewolf, that one doesn't look bad.
The worst was well, I don't know, it's probably a tie between Dracula himself and Frankenstein.
I wonder if Weir is streaming on anything. I can watch that bearded Manu Bennett looking dude eat people.
Yeah, you know, there's really not a whole lot of great werewolf movies.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm definitely like blind spotting on some right now.
Like Dog Soldiers, Silver Bullet, Monster Squad, American Werewolf in London, Howling. Those are probably like really the best ones.
I love that a werewolf movie is just like any movie that features a werewolf briefly. Like on Google, like the word werewolf is mentioned in this movie. Cabin in the Woods has a good werewolf, but isn't a werewolf movie. There's that fucking Skinwalkers movie where, again, that was like on paper could have been really cool.
Underworld, I liked when I saw it as a kid, but
Cursed is the one I was forgetting. That is one of the most ironically named films ever because it was like one of the most cursed productions ever. Wes Craven, I think, died shortly after that. It was like one of his last movies, if I remember correctly, and the movie sucks.
Now, didn't he do that like Thriller, that plane movie after that?
Let's find out.
I thought like his last movie was that dumb plane one, Red Eye.
Oh, he did that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Because it was like, oh, he's branching out, and everybody was like, oh, maybe he shouldn't have branched out.
That was one of the first movies I ever got I got invited to a screening for that randomly. I don't know why.
What's up, Ryan? I'm actually had to get off of here in a little bit because I gotta wake up early tomorrow.
You were right. Fucking Red Eye. And then My Soul to Take? I thought he died like right after Cursed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then he did Scream 4 in 2011, and then he died. I guess. Cursed, though, if you haven't seen that, one of the most fucking baffling werewolf movies ever.
It wasn't it like more like a comedy than it was a horror movie?
Yeah, so I guess it was like originally a horror movie, and then they had to recut and reshoot a bunch of shit.
And it has Social Network guy in there as
Like,
the brother, right?
oh, is it
Lex
him?
Luthor.
I don't even remember that much. I remember it's fucking what's his face from Dawson's Creek. I think Christina Ricci and the blonde chick. She's in fucking tons of stuff. Yeah, she's the daughter in the new Halloween reboot. Why can't I think of her name right now? Right, I'm pretty sure she's the
Pam Anderson.
Yeah, right.
Just gonna list off all blondes that have definitely not in it.
See, Jesus Christ.
Paris Hilton.
No, you know the blonde chick in the new fucking Halloween reboot. Jamie Lee Curtis.
Heather Locklear.
She plays Jamie Lee Curtis's daughter. Holy fuck, why can't I think of it? I don't remember Milo Ventimiglia being in here either. Judy Greer. Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh, Judy Greer.
Why I couldn't think of her name. Yeah, Judy Greer's in it. Didn't remember Nick Offerman being in it, but he's evidently a police officer. Derek Mears played the werewolf in it. I remember the werewolf looking really cool, but then I'm pretty sure they made the werewolf suit and then they CGI'd over it like the Thing prequel style.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever seen the original special effects for that?
Yeah,
before they did all the, they're incredible. They were actually really good looking.
And that movie is actually shot to like perfectly line up with the original, and I thought that was a cool idea if you were gonna fucking do anything for it. Yeah, the Cursed Werewolves.
That fucking guy, Steve Johnson, was the one that did the Thing remake. And like every movie he did for like the last 20 years, they take out and they like CGI over his shit.
Yeah, see, this is from one of the reshoots. The werewolf literally flipping off the camera.
Yeah.
Cursed, man, so weird because it was like Wes Craven doing a werewolf movie. The werewolf looks fucking awesome, and then it was like tonally all over the place and couldn't make up its mind. But yeah, like even the CG for the time wasn't like atrocious from what I remember, and it was because they did that blend of like real and CG, so it blended nicely. But I'm like, yeah, see right here. Original Cursed script and behind the scenes footage. I'll probably watch this right after we get off. Fucking the script, I guess, for the original was like way darker and way gnarlier. And yeah, I think Skeet Ulrich was supposed to play the main guy.
He'd be way better.
Yeah, right here. Wes Craven's. This movie, though, I think they said it came out in 2005 or something like that.
Yeah, that was one of those movies that my family like loves horror movies, and every Friday we would get a movie from Blockbuster, and usually they all love the stupidest shit, and everybody was bored to tears with that movie.
That's the thing. Nothing really happens in it.
No, it's so fucking boring.
If I remember correctly, it was something insane, like almost like 10 years it took to finish or some shit like that.
What movie is that on the right-hand side in the very top?
Let me get back there. This one right there?
Yeah, what is that from?
It's one of the Wolfmans, isn't it? Curse of the Werewolf?
Huh, that's pretty cool.
Looks gross. Yeah, I think it's called Curse of the Werewolf.
Not as gross
There's
as Green
another.
Lantern.
Oh my god, dude.
I
The body
texted-
horror movie I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, I texted Spencer that like that movie just grossed me out. Every character in that movie just looks disgusting.
Holy shit. And then because you said that to me, it made me laugh so much harder in the third fucking act when who is Skarsgård supposed to be?
I have no idea.
Like, is he his own villain? Is he just like tainted by Parallax? Like, because I'm not that familiar with I keep wanting to say Green Goblin every time.
Yeah.
Everything looked like a goblin in that movie. That's what made me laugh was you had said that, and then fucking Skarsgård's character like grabs Green Lantern in that factory in the end, and Blake Lively's just like CGI floating in the background. His whole like manifesto boils down to, I'm gonna steal your hot girlfriend because she doesn't like me. And I'm gonna make her an ugly goblin like me, so she'll like me and she'll be with me instead of you, and then you'll hate her because she'll look like a goblin. And I fucking lost it, dude. Like, obviously it's a little more eloquent than that, but like
half the characters in that movie are just like weirdly shaped headed people yelling.
Yeah, well, Brian, Parallax is like his own thing, and he's a giant cloud and has his own face, and you see that. But then he's like tainted with Parallax and clearly has his own consciousness that's outside of Parallax, because Parallax shows up in the end and is like, I'm disappointed in you, and sucks him up. Like, it's fucking bonkers. But that was my whole thing, was I was like, oh, so he's Parallax. But then no, Parallax shows up in the end, is like, you have failed me, and fucking snorts him like a line. It was unreal. Now I'm thinking I might watch Cursed tonight. Yeah, that made me like laugh so hard. I hurt though when it got to the final act, and you were just like, yeah, man, watch, like everything is super fucking gross and you're gonna hate it. And then I get to the final act and it boils down to the villain basically wants to make everything in the world gross, including Hero's girlfriend. Like, at the end of the day, he would settle for making Blake Lively not hot anymore, and so that not that she'll be with him, just so that Ryan Reynolds won't want to be with her anymore. Like, that was the most hilarious. Like, oh, your love isn't strong enough to handle her being a fucking half-baked potato. like that's the whole premise.
Yeah, and like Ryan Reynolds is just like,
I'm gonna
dude,
destroy the world.
Ryan Reynolds is like, dude, I'm handsome and buff and I got a 6-pack. I'll just move on to another hot chick.
Yeah, it's like, sure, dude, you can have her if you're gonna make her look like a nuked potato.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go.
Like, hey, Scarlett, you still around?
Yeah, like, it's like, you forget I got this ring now, and I just found about like 3,000 other sectors in the galaxy. There's like whole new aliens I've never even heard of I could be banging right now. You can have that, weirdo.
Have you seen chicks from Saturn? Holy shit.
Right. Right? Blake Lively looks like a melted crayon now. You can keep her.
Like, dude, I can't tell you the details, but it is pornographic out there.
The Lost Sector, man. Woo!
Randy said, guys, I really do want your opinion on this. So Horror Pack is where you get 4 movies on Blu-ray for $25, and one of them is exclusive to Horror Pack, and is the only place to see it on Blu-ray. What's your opinion on that?
Is this like something you've put together? Paralacky. Jesus. I mean, I'm a sucker for stuff like that usually, but it's really just like one of those movies has to hook me. I don't know how you do that on just one Blu-ray disc, I'm assuming. And what, you get all the licenses? I'm not sure I fully understand the question, but I've also been drinking a little bit. Is this something you're doing yourself? I mean, for $25, if it's 4 movies, even if it's on one Blu-ray, that's still a great deal. If they're movies you like. Am I crazy? Did Jeff just disappear?
No, I'm here.
Oh,
I'm just reading the comments after that.
Just like, I don't know.
I thought you were talking to them.
Yeah, what's your opinion, Jeff?
My opinion is everybody should check out Hammerella on Indiegogo by Ryan Wynn.
Oh yeah, good call. A rollout, an outro for the night. Brilliant.
Jack Hammerella by superstar Ryan Wynn.
Yeah,
on Indiegogo now.
A real comic man.
It looks great though, for real.
Yeah, no, he's been sending me stuff for like weeks now, and it's awesome. Like, I got to see Baby Hammerella before a lot of people, and I'm not even into all the all ages shit usually. I just think that he's got a brilliant groundwork laid out, and I think a lot of years ahead of him playing in that world.
Just don't tell anybody that Ryan sent you pics of his Hammerella.
Yeah. Always in the DMs. Just don't tell his wife. No one else cares.
Ryan gets it. I am handsome and wise.
Oh man, I'm about to put myself through watching a really bad movie tonight, I think, because
Randy said it's been around for 5 years. You get 4 separate Blu-rays. And for the past 2 months, he's been a subscriber.
Okay, I was like, is this your business? Are you a subscriber? Like, I was confused. Sorry. Yeah,
I'm
no,
just too poor for that stuff.
Seems like a good idea. Yeah, Jeff's like a bindle bag hobo guy right now.
Yeah, I live out of a shopping cart right now.
Yeah, it's like,
I just steal people's phones so that I can stream, and then I throw it in the trash.
I will fucking PayPal you the money if I have to get Wolf of Snow Hollow Night 1 if we're doing that too. If I have to.
Is it coming out on Redbox?
I don't know. I know it's coming out on VOD in theaters on the 9th. And then I think I read today Possessor is supposed to come out on VOD in like a month. It came out today in theaters.
Should we announce some of the people that we're going to have on with the movies that we've decided?
I will say that the Possessor press release copy, someone leaked it. So that's online if you want to not go to a theater and be a heathen. I'm buying that movie no matter what. I love Brandon Cronenberg stuff. Like, it's gross. Yeah, we can announce it. I actually have it in a notebook, but I'm realizing now that I didn't bring the notebook in here. I still didn't really come up with anything tangible for
can you watch the Notebook?
Ryan's episode or Keith's episode. I will kill myself. I don't want to watch the Notebook.
Yes, you do. Everyone wants to watch the Notebook.
Alzheimer's runs in both sides of my family. I don't need to watch a movie about my future. A movie about my future where I'm hot in it.
Well, my family's got Parkinson's, so while you can't remember anything, I'd be shaking my ass off.
I'll hold you still with my lack of memory. I'll have a lot of time on my hands because I won't remember shit. Who are you? Stop moving. Oh, you could just jitter and tell me who I am all day.
Who's this jumping bean sitting next to me?
I used to like things. I don't remember what. For September, I got Patient Zero, Annabelle, Mecha, Shark vs. Mega Shark, and Betsy. Okay, so they come as separate films, like in their own cases and everything? maybe they're just buying like overstock. That's kind of a brilliant idea. See, I'm sort of cooking up an idea like that for comic stuff, but like on a weirder level. Like I'm trying to soak up as much as I can. Like I like what TKO did a little bit. We've talked about all of this. I don't need to get into another fucking hour-long discussion when you need to go, but
Is Patient Zero the Jared Leto movie?
oh, I don't know. I've seen Annabelle. I feel like I might have seen Betsy before. I've definitely seen stuff for it. Yeah, I mean like Annabelle's in there. You're at least getting like some like tangible like real releases and stuff.
Man, I miss Blockbuster.
That's kind of the thing. I like the idea of just like a little like curated box of shit. And that's the one thing where I'm like, damn, I miss that kind of stuff. And that's what I was thinking about with comics. Like I always said, like if I had the money, I would just open a comic shop that was half a comic shop, half like movie rental place, and we'd like serve coffee, maybe like sandwiches. We'd end up being like a fucking burnout bodega.
Were you selling crack pipes?
That's like my whole vibe. You want a little rose for your mom? You can also smoke crack out of it. Your mom will love the rose, and you'll love the crack.
Here's a question for you. Do you think that, because obviously streaming, everybody does it now, especially the younger kids. So they didn't really get to experience Blockbuster and stuff like that. Do you think that they see more movies because of the streaming or less movies? Because, streaming kind of curates to what you're watching.
Well, that's the thing. You get the digital experience of flipping through shit, but it doesn't feel the same as like pulling the box off the shelf, flipping it over, looking at the back, fucking running around the store with your siblings and looking at games and shit, picking up candy and stuff. It's like Netflix will never be able to fucking spit a fistful of candy out at you right before you start your movie. Like that,
if they did, I give them all the money.
Yeah, right. It's done for. I will sign my life over to the Wall-E existence and get a floating chair and fat out.
Yeah, I will embrace the Netflix overlords if they do that.
Right. If you can deliver me a pizza through my television, you have my vote.
Oh man, like Back to the Future Part 2, where you just get like a little pizza and put it in the microwave and it blows up. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, like until then though, I'm like it doesn't replace it. Like I couldn't imagine something like that. Could you imagine rolling into a place nowadays where it's like, yeah, we rent DVDs, VHSs, like original physical content, you can come and rent it out, and we're like a pizza place.
Oh, actually, I have a place like that in Tallahassee.
I'm moving.
Yeah, you should. It's they have a little small theater in the back where you can watch Scream movies, or they have like certain newer movies come out. But they have a collection of DVDs and VHSs, and in the front they have it's a very small place. Yeah. But in the front they have like a little pizza thing and popcorn and stuff like that. But I mean, they have a collection of like Criterion kind of movies, European movies, old horror movies, a lot of stuff from the 80s,
That's what I need in my life, man. Just a big, big fucking shop that I can fill with movies and just be like, come on in. We got like our comic wall, movies.
But the problem is though, like the place is really cool and we want to go there more often. We have a card and they give you like a membership card and stuff.
Yeah.
But you can find everything online right now. So there's no excuse for us to go and buy a movie.
Yep.
When we can get it for free. So it's like once they I think I don't know if they're reopened or not, but
that's why I'm like, let all these streaming services and these theaters and everything just keep butchering themselves. Like it'll come back big time. Like the studios still figure out a way to make money, whether it's streaming or physical media or whatever. It's like, dude, I would go back to just like fucking flip discs of just like, it's a slip sheet with a disc in it to watch the fucking movie. Like I don't even care, just to like have physical media again. Like
Cap City Video Lounge in Tallahassee. Anybody out there that ever comes around town, you can see the picture of them online. They're a really cool place. I mean, they just like talking movies.
That's one of the biggest reasons I wanted to do a short film in the first place, was like just to like add a fucking movie into the collection of shit I'd made. Like to just have like a physical like VHS of something I directed would be surreal.
Yeah.
If I like that family video that still exists and stuff, dude, I would print copies just to like send them to them. Like, I love that shit.
Like, I envision all the time just looking at my bookshelf and just seeing like City of Rot and other comics there that I've done. You know, like
it's a weird feeling. I'm sitting next to long boxes of my books right now, and it is never gets old.
that's the best.
That's the number one drug, man.
That's why I do it, man, for the bookshelf.
Right. There's a place that you can rent anime like that in Atlanta. I was looking at something like that today too. Oh man, this is making me like sad and nostalgic and happy at the same time.
I gotta look into Cap City because they always used to do like on Halloween they would do screenings and stuff, but with all the COVID shit, I don't know if they're gonna do anything. Yeah, I hope so. I guess something to do this year.
I just looked up the drive-in in our area to see if they were playing Possessor because I was like, I'd go to that for fucking.
Yeah, I doubt it.
But they just switched over to stop doing current movies for the rest of the year, and they're just finishing out October doing like Halloween movies and stuff. But they're doing Nightmare on Elm Street tomorrow night.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's like, damn it. I think it's like Nightmare on Elm Street and fucking Hocus Pocus.
Well, I mean, Hocus Pocus is a good movie, but
yeah, I'm like stuck at home by myself though. I don't give a shit about going and seeing two movies I've seen before at the drive-in.
Yeah,
I can just get drunk and watch it at home. But yeah, we'll wrap it up. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Thanks for watching. Jeff's got to get to bed and be like a real human being.
I got to get my hair cut.
Probably too. That's adorable. Back City of Rot, if you haven't already, we're down to the last 2 days. We will be extending it at some point, but we're going to count it down. Let it get down to the wire and just scare the shit out of people.
Yeah.
And we'll bump it back up. But yeah, Back City of Rot on Indiegogo. Back Hammerella on Indiegogo if you haven't already. And
Ryan's also going to be streaming right after here, so go check him out afterwards.
Rob's Wirehead.
Ryan, go check out yourself.
Doing a thing on my channel. Pete's stream together this week. What? I meant let's stream together this week. Jeez, man. It's been fun. Please talk to Peter and do that giant. All right. Wait, is that the giant for City of Rot? The newsprint one? Did I talk to you about that? Yeah, I mentioned.
You talking about the newsprint? I didn't know it was gonna be the giant though. That's kind of.
Well, cool. I mean, that's essentially what it is. It would be the whole book printed in newsprint.
But isn't the giant also like a bigger size too?
Usually, but we could put some back matter in it or whatever.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff was into it too. I think the thing that makes the most sense is to just drop that with the 30-day extension. So like,
I like it.
Tomorrow sometime we'll extend it the 30 days and I'll put that. Everybody just had to put it up as a new tier for like $10, but then I have to put up the shipping with it too. And like, it complicates things. It makes things weird. But I'm like, $10 would cover the shipping and the book and everything. It's just, I don't know anybody that'd be like, $10 for a newsprint book. Hell yeah. We'll figure it out though. But yeah, thanks for checking us out, guys. Thanks for backing City of Rot if you have already. My brain is just turning to mush right now. We covered a lot tonight. We can announce some of the people like you were saying. That's what we got sidetracked from. So me and Jeff are going to be doing the Fright Night episode at some point. That was supposed to be our first kickoff episode, covering the original Fright Night. Just me and Jeff, and then who else do we got?
Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin, which we keep going back and forth on a movie. We could probably announce that soon. He keeps fucking saying he wants to do that Dracula 2 Ascension, so I feel like that's probably what we're going to do, and that movie looks incredibly stupid. So,
I saw it a long time ago. I never watched it again. So
yeah, I feel like I saw it when I was a little kid, and Kem's like, come on, man, you don't remember it? It's got like Liu Kang in it from the Mortal Kombat movies. Like,
does it? I thought it was Jason
pretty
Scott
sure
Lee.
that's him, isn't it?
No, it's Jason Scott Lee, guy that played Mowgli. And he was also in Soldier. He was the young, brand new soldier that took on Kurt Russell.
I could have sworn he was in that wasn't the same dude from Mortal Kombat?
No, that's I don't remember the guy's name. Yeah, it's a different dude.
Oh no, I'm not thinking of Mortal Kombat. It's fucking Enter the Dragon. He played Bruce Lee.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the scene where he fights the demon, but for some reason thought of Mortal Kombat.
I mean, basically the same thing at that point.
Yeah, where he fights the samurai, the Shogun demon.
You remember in Bruce Lee's true life story where he fought a demon?
Yeah, that thing scared the shit out of me as a little kid. And now I'm like, I love Bruce Lee, I love samurai, demon shit's all really cool to me. I'm like, as a little kid, I was like, holy fuck! This makes no sense. You know that time he fought a demon? The good old days. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. What do we say? We got Kevin, unspecified movie, me and you on Fright Night. We've got Aaron Sparrow lined up, which is really exciting. We'll be covering Green Lantern. We've got Ryan lined up with a movie we can't figure out. We should just do Cursed with Ryan. Make Ryan watch a really shitty werewolf movie.
Do we have a group chat with Ryan right now?
No, but we can make one. It's
we can toss some ideas back.
And
so I can hit him up for some money.
Cursed is just a werewolf movie. A werewolf movie that feels like Wes Craven did it as a tax write-off. But yeah, we got some more too, but we'll wait on those, I guess. We'll line it up, and now the StreamYard's updated and everything, so I can start scheduling broadcasts ahead of time and shit like that, and we don't need to put it all together last minute. It'll have a little bit of a through line and a little bit of consistency with it. So thank you for bearing with us and hanging out with us, guys, and take it easy.
Later.